Hello there, Scorpio, Scorpio rising, and of course all of you Scorpionic moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting January 27th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for all of y'all out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below. So, what is going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of this coming week? Well, on Monday, we've actually got Venus, the planet of love, harmony, affection, romance, pleasure, as well as the finer things in life, forming a gorgeous conjunction to Neptune, the planet of spirituality, illusions, mysticism, dreams, and wish fulfillment, in your 5th house of love, romance, and your relationships with your children. And there's a powerful energy that comes up here because with this conjunction, there's a chance to actually embark on a spiritual journey with somebody that is, again, either a romantic partner, whether it's your existing partner, or if you're single, somebody possibly new, or one of your own children, but creating a new way to bond and a new way to connect. With Venus conjunct Neptune, we are creating a space that is allowing us to actually share our deepest truths with one another, but in a way that is actually only fueling more opportunity for love, nurturing more opportunities for affection and for trust. With Venus conjunct Neptune, this can also be a wonderful period for those of you who are maybe looking to actually have a bit of wish fulfillment when it comes to something you would like for either a partner, in a partner, or maybe like for yourself or your child or your family to experience. A lot of creativity is also going to be coming through here because the 5th house does also extend its energies to creative and pleasurable pursuits. This is a wonderful period for those of you who are aspiring artists, those of you who are thinking about maybe even taking a bit of artistry or creativity and turning it into something profitable, or maybe just something you'd like to showcase and share to the world. You're going to be finding your avenues Monday and even a little bit of Tuesday. On Tuesday and Wednesday, however, we do have Mars, planet of action, passion, and energy, forming a square to Neptune from your 2nd house of earned income and employment, and, well, again, to that 5th house of love, romance, creativity, and your relationships with your children. And with Mars in your 2nd house of values, valuables, earned income, and employment, there could be something going on where perhaps a work challenge, a work priority, or a financial priority is challenging availability to these deeper energies, to these deeper experiences. In a lot of cases with Mars, it's because, again, remember, Mars in the 2nd house can bring a lot of opportunities for overtime and more money, but he doesn't really know when to quit, and sometimes he can fill his plate. With Mars clashing with Neptune in this sense, it's almost like you wish you could be in 2 places at one time. There may also be a bit of a dispute, or maybe an argument or a challenge that comes up over the cost of maybe a creative pursuit, or again, an experience that we wish to embark upon with one of our children, or a lover, or maybe a hopeful lover at that point. And with Mars square to Neptune, we are going to have to look at where we can have our cake and eat it too, because we can always have that with squares. But with Mars in the 2nd house, we might feel like it's almost impossible, because Mars will sometimes get us a bit addicted to the earning power, addicted to the work, and addicted to the productivity. So we have to be careful about becoming single-minded in our pursuits, because both of these things can be appeased, both of these joys can be had, but there has to be some moderation, or maybe, again, some creativity when it comes to addressing financial or professional or material concerns. We can't make it all about those things. Yes, they are important for as long as they're relevant to our journey here, but it is not the be-all, end-all. It should not help make or break every decision you make with your life. So, before I move on to your cards, I do want to remind everybody, I have a lot of videos that answer frequently asked questions already, and I don't mean to say that in a snarky way, but it will come off that way, I'm sure. But a lot of folks always ask, what videos should I watch? Here are my signs, or how do I find a video that I'm looking for, or there's a lot of reverse cards here, what does that mean? Or I see these numbers all the time. I have videos dedicated to answering all of those questions. So if you are interested in giving yourself a little bit of a binge, I highly recommend actually looking at the down bar below this video, and you would be pleasantly surprised. Also, quick reminder for all of you Patreon people out there, your monthlies for February are up, so you might want to go and check those out as well. So what's going on when it comes to your cards? Well, when it comes to your spiritual themes, we've got the Ten of Swords upright. Knowing when to just cut it off. Knowing when to just end things. Knowing when to just finish. Even though it might not feel finished. Even though it might feel like the story shouldn't end on the note it does. See, the Ten of Swords is all about bringing an abrupt punctuation, albeit not necessarily a peaceful one either, or a nice one, to a situation that's already doing you harm. To a situation that's already toxic. To a situation that's already unhealthy. And when we have the Ten of Swords, as I say to the people in my Tarot Home Study course, in the video that people download and watch, I say it's a bad end to a bad situation. And the spiritual themes is indicating, look, in a weird, bittersweet way, we've got a lot of rough endings to situations that are already sources of strife and stress and misery in our lives coming this week. And how you feel about that depends on your attachment to those stories, to those narratives, and maybe to what an outcome you prefer to have would be. Sometimes we don't want things to end because we want to find closure. We have a very specific narrative or a script that we want this story to follow. It's not going to go that way, though. The Ten of Swords upright says in a weird way it's an act of mercy, maybe even sparing you, but it might not feel like it in that moment because it's denying us an ending that would appease a certain drive of us to have it go a certain way. Be happy that something is over with, done and gone. Again, it's a bad end to a situation that's already causing you harm, but an ending nonetheless. When it comes to the influx of energies coming in, well, we've got the Two of Cups in reverse. And the Two of Cups in reverse is going to be making you it's asking you to actually assess. You know, the energies of this week are going to be asking you to assess who's really with you and who's along for the ride. The Two of Cups reversed, honestly, to me, is giving off this vibe of needing to pay attention to what is actually helping you grow and who is actually with you in these moments. Rambo just jumped up on me. And who is actually just along for the experience. Who is kind of maybe not riding your coattails, but perhaps who is in it just because they don't know where else to be right now. The Two of Cups reversed can sometimes show up where we have friendships or collaborations, work partnerships, where people are with us, but again, we kind of don't know why they're there in the first place. They seem to be more detracting than anything else. Maybe not necessarily a detractor, but they tend to detract or maybe create more complication. It's a little bit difficult to navigate working with their energies. And with the Two of Cups reversed, also checking with yourself. Where are you forcing yourself to exist where you know you're not compatible? Where are you forcing yourself to commit or stay, even though you know you are not compatible with this energy? Are we trying to make it happen because we hope it'll change and get better? Are we doing it because we can't imagine another alternative? The Two of Cups reverse is asking for a little bit more work on what exactly it is that these connections, again, superficial though they might be, actually do for you. And if they don't do anything, they may actually be cluttering up your vibe. And when you get enough cluttering up your vibration, it's going to start doing things that you don't know it's actually doing. And perhaps it could be a bit of that company you keep that is also keeping you feeling like there's nothing else you could have. Again, this is of course not going to affect all relationships and friendships across the board. Take it with a pinch of salt, but remember to pay attention to who you share all of this with, and who you're spending that time with. And is this actually something where, yeah, this person's absolutely essential, or no, this person is just along for the ride, or I have no idea what this person is doing in my life. We do have to pay attention to it, because sometimes we need to make room for intention. For with the outflux, what's going away? Well, we've got the Page of Wands reversed. And again, we're getting away from insincerity. We're getting away from insincere people, as well as getting away from a bit of flakiness. With the Page of Wands in reverse, we are releasing shallow values. We are releasing shallow priorities. And that could also indicate, of course, fake or shallow or superficial affiliates. Fake, shallow or superficial contacts, fake, shallow or superficial friends. And with the Page of Wands reversed going away, as well as the need to assess these situations, really take stock with the Two of Cups in reverse, a lot of you are going to be finding that you maybe have had too much of your time, energy, and resources taken up by trying to make something pass for more than it is. Luckily this week we have a chance to escape all of that and really get to enjoy some interesting stuff when we get down to your mundane concerns, when we talk about the money, social life, and relationships. Well, for your material concerns, we've got the World upright. Beautiful breakthroughs when it comes to your material resources, when it comes to money, your professional life, because it does look like we're going through a major transition period. The World card is talking about some kind of permanent or long-lasting success, some kind of turn that you're going to be making that is ultimately saying it's only going to go up from here. With the World card, we are seeing a major evolution or level up, either coming out of an existing process or commitment or connection that we have, or possibly something that is about to be put on the table that is meant to come in and replace that which has already served its time with us. What I'm feeling with the World card is that there's also a very strong breakthrough for a lot of you. Some kind of breakthrough that is allowing you to feel a little bit more like you're, if not on easy street, a bit closer to easy street, or at least a better street in that respect. Because with the World card going forward, what often happens is that it turns into a gift that keeps on giving. The more we actually give ourselves into that energy, the more it actually rewards us, and we sort of slide into almost a brand new timeline for ourselves when it comes to our material wealth. Yes, this could spell promotions. Yes, this could spell raises, new jobs, or new sources of revenue that are actually bigger and more quickly paying out to you, being in the offering this week. When it comes to your communications with, the external, your friends, your relatives, the other people in your life, we actually have the Seven of Pentacles upright. And there's going to be some news coming in about, some very positive news about something that you have sort of put out there, something that you have made known as a desire or, again, an aspiration, a goal of yours, something that you're hunting for, something that you're looking to create. Possibly this is from a friend or a relative you've already maybe sent on an errand to keep an eye out for, and they've found it. With the Seven of Pentacles upright, this can indicate also good news about something that you've planted the seed with starting to actually sprout and grow and bear its fruit. This is something where we're seeing the progress of the work that we've actually sown starting to be not only visible, but it's actually affirming its own good fortune, its own opportunity, its own potential, because it's actually surpassing your expectations. It's actually growing faster than you could have expected. However, with the Seven of Pentacles, I must say, let things happen in due time. Do not try and rush things once you get this kind of news, because sometimes there's a temptation. Well, it looks like it'll be ready in a month. Let's try and push it and see if it'll be ready in a week. You don't want to do that. You don't want to put the cart before the horse. You do not want to start selling the eggs before the chickens have laid them, because I think that things are going to be okay, but it's always smart to err on the side of caution, and you may accidentally try to overextend if you try to rush something just because it's already going in the direction that you want it to go. The Seven of Pentacles is indicating something is paying off, bearing fruit. Let's enjoy it and see if we can have some samples. When it comes to relationships with love and romance, we've got the Eight of Swords upright. And it does look like there is going to be an opportunity to really get into the mindset or the internal workings of a partner or maybe a new person this week. Seems like a little bit much for somebody brand new, seems like a bit much to have come out after maybe seeing somebody for a week or two, but you never know. Or maybe if you meet them this week, seems like a bit much, but let's keep going. The Eight of Swords is indicating an understanding of possibly a limitation, a complex, or a challenge that a partner or somebody that we're interested in has been working with. And I'm feeling like there's a way to actually help them out of this situation or help create again, a stronger relationship or new relationship potential by helping them break past this limitation, by helping them get out of it. It's something that they've carried for far too long, something that they're not over, or maybe something that they're just a tad obsessed with. Perhaps your job is to share a bit of that Ten of Swords energy in a sense, and help them to realize that, look, there is no point in holding on to this in your psyche anymore. It is not going to help you out in any way. It's not helping you manifest anything, it's not helping you create the life you want to have, and it's certainly not actually giving you a sense of identity either. And with the Eight of Swords, there's a chance to actually get closer to somebody by setting them free. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, just go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.